Agenda tonight is 114 Cambridge Street, Nick's Place. They have asked to withdraw. Are there any comments before we do that?
Yeah, I'm curious as to why we need to let them withdraw without prejudice. There are illegal signs on the building. So why don't we have them withdraw with prejudice?
That's certainly an option. Obviously, the applicant asked to withdraw without prejudice.
Yeah, I'm in the same place with it. I went and I took a picture today. It's still in violation.
Okay. Any other comments?
Nothing to add.
Is there a motion?
Motion to withdraw with prejudice.
Second.
Motion has been made and, yeah, I can say that. All right. A motion has been made and seconded to withdraw with prejudice, 114 Cambridge Street, Nick's Place. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. The next case is for 1 Harvard Ave, Jatin Chopra. He has asked, he's had to continue both of his cases tonight in order to re-advertise the application. So this meeting will need to be continued to, this application will need to be continued to April 18th.
Motion to continue the hearing for 1 Harvard Ave till April 18th at 6:30 p.m. or 7:30 p.m.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to continue 1 Harvard Ave to April 18th at 7:30.
We can't hear you back here.
Okay, sorry, I'll move my mic. Yes.
May I ask just a procedural question, if I could, in regards to the issue at hand with 1 Harvard Ave? I believe there's a requirement as far as notification on that. For clarification on some of the other people here that are interested in that particular property, what is the requirement notification-wise for them prior to this appeals? The abutters.
Yep. So all the abutters within I believe it's a 300-foot radius should get a certified letter with the public hearing notice. So that would have had to have gone out, Jen, correct me if I'm wrong, but that would have had to gone out today, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so you may receive it. They weren't required to send it until today, so you may receive it over the next few days, few business days.
But it's a 2-week.
It's a 2-week process, yep.
Okay.
And we'll hear the case April 18th.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
So what should I do with this certified legal letter that I received to come here tonight? I mean...
Sure. Yeah, there was a mistake made in the public hearing notice, so we had to re-advertise the whole thing.
We know some people received ones for a different property and
Yeah.
some received ones for the correct property, so that's the reason for continuing it. It was not anything that we did, but we apologize for any inconvenience it caused.
Sure.
And what if we have concerns, but we can't make the meeting on the 18th? The disqualification week.
Sure. So I would advise anybody that has concerns. I believe we have a general Board of Appeals email. You certainly can send it to that. I believe my email is also on the Board of Appeals page. I've already received a few letters that'll be reading into the record. So what happens with that procedure is that whatever I get is public record, and I have to read it into the record for everybody to hear when we open up the public hearing during that application. Sure.
Just one other thing, if I could. If enough of the abutters are not able to make it, is it something that the board would entertain if they requested the meeting be pushed to a different date?
Yeah, I think that that would be something we have to work with the applicant on. There's a certain time frame in which the hearing has to be heard, or It's a whole other process that essentially would make it a lot easier for the applicant to get what he wants. So my advice would be to, if anybody has concerns, positively or negatively, please email myself, or the appeals clerk also has her email on there. We'll read them all into the record. These things do get continued for various reasons, but I don't think that we could make that determination tonight, especially without the applicant here. So.
My concern is that if enough of them are on school vacation and they can't make it, the impact is kind of lessened. I understand that reading it into the record is nice, but clearly, some of these people with direct impact, would like to be here, in a verbal sense. It kind of softens the intent of, impact that some of these residents in the field. So I was just putting it up there because if an applicant is allowed to, I was curious as to whether the people impacted have that same, have the same amount of, let's say, consideration and allowing that to be put out. Because if it were pushed out another 2 weeks, I'm wondering if the applicant would, that would be something that.
Yeah, the reason for continuance is because it hasn't been advertised for all the abutters to know properly.
Right.
We don't want to hold a hearing when it's illegal for us to hold a hearing if everyone isn't here and everyone hasn't been notified correctly. So, some of you have been notified correctly, but we can't concretely say that everyone has been notified correctly.
No, well, that wasn't my point. My point is that if enough of the abutters in that particular area are not going to be here because they've made accommodations months and months in advance as far as school vacation, and they're not going to be here. So they clearly want to be able to have a voice instead of having to just have something read into the record.
John, I understand what you're saying about it minimizes maybe some of the impact for residents, not for the board members. But if enough residents couldn't make it because they had school vacations or whatnot, and they put in their letter, if 50 people wrote that they want us to put it out there, that would get full consideration. I can't tell you what the board would say,
Yeah, I understand.
but you would get full consideration for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Sure.
On Stephanie Street, do you know if they've already gotten the permit to raise the building?
No, they haven't. No. So.
The power's already been cut.
The way that the Board of Appeals hearing works is that they have to file for a building permit. Building inspector has denied it, and that they appeal to us. So they won't receive the building permit until this hearing is
So they
completed.
can't take it down until after the permits are issued?
I don't believe so, but I would check with the building department. I don't know what the rules are on that. So.
Okay.
All right. All right, next case on our agenda is 41 Mall Road.
Did we even vote?
I don't think we did.
We're only voting on one Harvard, right?
Yeah, we're going to make the motion to continue.
Yeah, on one Harvard.
We'll start over.
So now you're talking about 22 Sunset?
No, we didn't.
We have to do that one now. I don't think we voted. I think they started.
Yeah, they started talking about it.
So, motion to continue the matter for 1 Harvard Ave on to April 18th on or after 7:30 p.m.
Second.
Yeah, I thought we did it already. Motion was made and seconded for 1 Harvard Ave to be continued to April 18th, 2023 at 7:30 p.m. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next one on our list is 41 Mall Road, Beth Israel Leahy Health Center. They've also asked to continue to April 18th, 2023. Any motions?
I'll make a motion to continue Beth Israel Leahy, 41 Mall Road, to April 18th, 7:30.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to continue 41 Mall Road, Burlington Mall Road, Beth Israel Health Center to April 18th, 2023 at 7:30. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, the last one that we're continuing tonight is a new hearing for 22 Sunset Drive. Also has to be continued to April 18th, 2023.
Make a motion to continue the hearing for 22 Sunset Drive to April 18th on or after 7:30 p.m.
Seconded.
Motion has been made and seconded to continue 22 Sunset Drive to April 18th, 2023 at 7:30 PM. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. A new hearing for 3 Carter Road. Jeff, can you read that into record?
Yeah, I actually don't have the correct list there.
If you want to,
That's why I have to read off that.
Front table.
yeah, either one. We just have to read it into the record, and then we'll get to the case.
I know I'm reading. I'm looking at the wrong thing. This one's not right
right up.
at all. Yeah, it's the same thing I'm looking at.
This line here.
Yeah. Hey, we have a hearing for 3 Carter Road for a proposed new addition, location on the left side, setback to 11.6 feet. In violation of Article 5, Section 5.2.0, density regulation schedule.
Okay, thank you. If you just introduce yourself and give us a kind of a summary of your application.
Sure. So my name is Payal Yadav. I'm here with my husband Nagarjuna Yagari. We live at 3 Carter Road, Burlington, and we are looking to build a 2-car garage to the left side of the property if you are facing the house. We do not have enough room on the right-hand side, so that's where we are in violation of 3.5 feet to make a 23-feet car garage, like 2-car garage there. So that's what we are requesting to give us a variance. We have sent out a notification to all the abutters and have personally spoken to the 2 people who are right across, our neighbors, and we have received the notifications back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any questions from the board? I'll start with Rob.
I don't have any questions.
Jeremy?
I don't have any questions quite yet.
You said your neighbors were in support. Do you have letters from them that we can read to the record?
So we have received the letters from them back, like the notification. We sent out the form that was the legal notice.
Yeah.
And we have received the notification that they have received it.
Okay, so they didn't say in support or against.
So the 2 neighbors who are right and left, we have spoken personally because, and they were fine with that, yes.
Okay. So you don't have any letters showing that?
Letters for?
You only spoke in person. You don't have a letter from them showing their support?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't aware that we are supposed to get letters back.
You're not supposed to.
You don't have to. No,
yeah,
it's
no.
not a requirement.
You made it sound like you had letters when you said.
No, we just have the receipt back.
Just kind of a visual question. Looking at your house, I see it's a regular split level. Your garage is currently on the right side of the house, and you want to put a 2-car garage on the left side of the house. Are you going to be eliminating the single-car garage?
No, we'll leave it as is.
So you're going to have a 3-car garage
Yeah.
on your house? Okay. Are you looking to do an in-law with this? Is that why you're keeping it separate?
No, so the right-hand side, we do not have enough space to make another garage. We'll be very close to the neighbors on that side. So that's why we are choosing to just make a 2-car garage on the left.
Okay. You're aware you have to file for a curb cut.
What is that?
Curb cut permit for putting in another driveway.
Okay.
I have no more questions at the moment.
Okay. John?
I have a question about the garage itself. So there's a chimney on that side of the house, and your garage is going to be 23 feet wide, correct?
Yeah.
I thought the standard for a 2-car garage was 24 feet.
don't know if that's the standard, but that's,
I thought it was 24 feet, but how are you going to get two cars in there if you have, what's the deal with that chimney?
It's going to be,
So that'll just be storage.
it's going to be technically an oversized one-car garage, which is why we would also like to keep the other existing garage intact.
Okay.
The challenge, ideally, we would keep our costs down if we could build the other garage right next to the one we have. But the way the plot is currently situated, there's just not enough space on the other side, period.
All right, so the fact that it's going to be a one-car garage, not a two-car garage, and storage space, if you just make it 4 feet small, wider, you don't even need to come before the board.
No, so in 19 feet, we are able to park two cars side by side on our current driveway. Obviously, it's not a built-in garage. In 19 feet, we are able to park them side by side. So, and we didn't go for 24 because, again, we are trying to see that we request for as less variance as we can. So we thought 23 might be good enough where there is little space between the two cars and we can still park it.
So it is going to be a two-car garage.
It will be a two-car garage, yes.
You just said an oversized one-car garage.
Right.
You're saying,
I mean, I'm just explaining in the way concept, you can park two cars, it's just
Actually-
inconvenient for us, but we are going to be willing to do with that.
sir, if you don't mind, if you can pull a chair up, we're just gonna get you on the record if you're gonna talk to the case.
Sorry.
Thank you. No worries.
No, so it is a two-car garage.
Yeah, it is a two-car garage.
Yes, it's a tight two-car garage. We are not going all the way because then we are kind of going closer and closer and asking for more variance.
so you're going for a big single door?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I think one or two.
That's a decision we need to
You
work
guys have
with.
really discussed this together.
No, so I think
I think how many doors we can fit in is an architecture question,
we haven't gone to
that point yet.
yet.
I guess I don't have any more questions, but I'm not crazy about it. I don't think you're going to have enough room for two-car garage in there. I think you can get what you're looking for if you minimize it a little bit. And you can have one car over here and put one car over there, I'm not saying no to it, I'm just saying I'm not really into it right now, so I'll leave it open for the rest of the board, but
We're also looking at it aesthetically, having
Yeah.
one car,
Me too.
one other car looks
Right.
odd than
Yeah,
having a
exactly.
two-car garage that looks.
I agree. I don't think it looks that good either. I don't think it's not going to look. It's not going to look just as good with a two-car garage as a one-car garage over there.
That at least gives us a flexibility down the line to close the other garage if look is that big a deal for us.
Not trying to dictate your plans, but did you look into extending your driveway on the right-hand side and having a garage underneath the addition you're going to be doing off the back?
Yes, we considered that. We just don't have enough room to maneuver to
Like take the whole turn
take a
into
side
the
entry.
garage.
That was our first plan, honestly. The way the plot is laid out, we would be left with about 17 feet of driveway, which is inconvenient for a side entry
Turn
two-car garage.
of a side car garage.
Any more questions?
No, I have no more questions.
I have a couple questions. So just on the two-car garage that you're proposing today, there's no second floor, just to one single floor?
Currently, we are not decided if we'll make a second floor on that or not, but I won't say that we'll not build, but currently, we don't have plans.
Okay. Do you have floor plans for what you're planning on building currently?
Yes. On the other side, back side?
I wouldn't mind seeing those either, but for the actual garage, do you have those yet?
We don't have that yet. That's dependent on
Whether we get the
we get the
approval.
approval or not. We do have plans for the other addition that's already permitted and approved.
So the other addition is going forward, you already have?
Yes, we have the town permit approval for that, yeah.
Okay.
That's where the two-car garage was, but when the snow and everything came in, we realized that we will never be able to turn our minivan into that 17-feet curve.
And so my other question is, the plans that I have, here that the two-car garage was drawn in and not drawn to scale. Well, do you have a plot plan that shows it to scale?
The one that we gave is drawn to
That should be
scale.
drawn to scale.
I don't know if you have one with you, but
just pulled up the building plan. I'll get to that in a minute.
Plot plan that I have, was the proposed garage,
Yep.
was that drawn in before December 15th, 2022, or after?
That would be after.
Yeah, so this plan that I have is dated December 15th, 2022.
Yeah, so that's the actual plot plan
With the
from the certified.
With the other addition on it, right? If you want to come up here, I can show you.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I have this pulled up.
Okay.
Correct. So we use that plot plan, which is, by the certified, Mr. Edward Farrell, who certified the plot plan, right? We use that to indicate what we're trying to build.
Yeah, right. So typically when we would approve something like this, it would be, I measured it this morning, and it's just not, it's not to scale, and it's obvious that it if Ed Farrell added that on there,
okay,
that it needs to be a different plan, restamped, with a different date, so that it's just like the other permit that you got for the proposed addition.
Sure. I think when we spoke at the building permit for this process, they said this is how it would initiate, but obviously when we go to file for a permit,
Then
we would have the full plans, updated plot plan, submitted to the building department, indicating that 23 feet.
Sure. So that's unfortunate. So one of the requirements is a certified plot plan in order to get through this process. So I think that we're going to need that beforehand. At least I would need that beforehand to see what it looks like. And I wouldn't mind seeing like a rendering too. My concern with this is I don't want to approve something that may or may not have a second floor on it. I'd like to know what it's going to be exactly before I would vote on it, I think. I don't know what everybody else thinks. But.
I agree.
I actually have something I wanted to speak on. Sure. I just pulled up your approved building plan for your addition off the back, and it's showing a garage.
That's how we started it. Yes.
So this is what you've already been approved for. So you can't have more than a 3-car garage in Berlin.
We're not building that. That's going to be updated when we go forward.
This all needs to be updated before you can even apply for this. You have to update your current building permit.
Sure. Yeah, we can let the contractor know.
No, you can't, not the contractor. You need to revise your building permit for what you've been approved for.
Understood.
Yes.
Understood. Yeah, that garage is not going to be there.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I would be more comfortable voting on this, if those plans were updated that didn't show a garage, and if we had at least an updated plot plan and some type of rendering that we could base our decision on, whether it's a front elevation just showing a 1 level or 2 level, that needs to be decided for me to make a decision.
Actually, that wasn't made clear when we filed, because when we requested this whole process as to what we have to do, we were just told that we need to have the certified plot plan and to scale a drawn-out version of what we are requesting. So that's what we did.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that you're trying to do the right thing. And that's something I think I can probably talk to the building department about and see what their thought process is. But typically in this board, what we'll do is, and I believe it's on the checklist on the website, but to have a certified plot plan so that no matter what we say in here, you're still beholden to a plot plan that's certified by a professional surveyor.
Okay.
Just helps me, I'm not going to speak for the rest of the board, helps me feel more comfortable that we're going to get what was presented to us.
Yeah, and often our approval, well, not often, but our approval and denial is tied to a plot plan, and we read the date into the record, so there's something to go reference that's exacted in the record. So by having that drawn out, we can reference it for our own decision, but also for the record so that you have something to go back to if there's any questions as well.
So you do understand I have to pay my architect to put a plot plan together to only find out it could get denied.
We totally sympathize with you. there's the process that we have to follow too. If we don't follow the process, we're not giving you a legal variance. So it kind of stinks we're in the middle of it.
Right,
But
it makes sense to me that I have to update the existing permit to not show the garage, but it looks a little odd for me to.
yeah, you just have to, Ed Farrell's very familiar with this. He submits stuff to us all the time. Just tell him.
Right, so I can.
A scale drawing certified by him.
Okay, that's all you're asking for. Renders is hard because I have to pay my architect to get new renders for a garage that I might not be able to build if you don't give me a permit.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably get around that by conditioning it one way or the other, whether it's.
Well, we would put a condition on it anyways. They've already testified it's going to be one level.
One level.
So I would
Okay.
make it so I couldn't do that.
So I think that in this particular case that I might be all right with just a certified plot plan that would make me feel comfortable. We would probably, well, at least I would want to condition it so that you can only build a one level garage.
So if you ever in the future want to add a second level to it,
You'd have to come back. You'd have to come back.
is that something we can ask now so we don't have to come back? What is the criteria?
I don't want to speak for the rest of the board, but I think if you were putting a second floor on, I would definitely want to see some plans before I.
That, and that's not what's advertised, so I don't think we could because it's not what's advertised.
Semantics, but yeah,
You know?
definitely.
Yeah, we can always do less than advertised. We can't do more.
Can't do more.
If I can give you an example, for a second floor, I would want to approve it to a plan so that there were, for example, no windows on that side of the.
And a full rendering.
Yeah, so it would need to be a little bit, maybe not the inside, but at least the outside elevation so we could see what it was going to look like.
Okay.
That's what I would want to see. So are there any more comments right now? No. So I think it sounds like we're going to need a certified plot plan with the correct dimensions on it. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's all we're asking for now.
So what we can do is we can continue the hearing. Nobody here to speak in the public, so I think we can wait until next time for that and keep it closed.
Yeah, okay, I'm okay with that.
And then as soon as you get the plan, if you can send it to us, we can review it beforehand. That's always helpful as well.
I guess we got to pick a date to continue too. Would you like to go to
do it in 2 weeks?
Or do you want to go to our meeting in May?
Yeah, at this point, May is the only thing that works. We are out the vacation week.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Just why we are rushing to get this done tonight, but I understand the formalities as well.
Yeah.
May 2nd would be our next meeting. Or you could even go to May 16th.
May 2nd would work.
Yeah, we can always recontinue it if you couldn't get it.
Right. We can always add to it, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So just so I'm clear, I'm not re-advertising to the abutters, right? I'm just coming back to you with a certified plot
Nope,
plan.
so, yeah, certified plot plan. I think that it sounds like the board would like to see updated plans for the other side of the house as well, not showing the garage. Okay. That was the other thing that we'd like to see.
You have to amend your building permit.
Yeah.
Got it.
Or what do you approve?
Sure. Okay.
So is there a motion?
But just one question. So the amendment of the building permit, let's say we do not get approval to build the two-car garage, then we'll again file a permit to change something else? Because right now the two-car garage are on the back, and if we file a new permit, or is the permit process after we get the approval here?
You can amend, you already have an approved building permit.
Right.
Yep.
You need to amend that permit to show the change that you're just putting a basement in there, not a garage.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess if you did not receive the approval for the two-car garage and you wanted to put one on the other side, you'd have to amend it again, essentially, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Burlington bylaws, you're only allowed 3-car garage max.
So on permit, it cannot look like a 5-car garage. So you have to first amend that, go through this process. If it's denied, re-amend it.
I'm sorry we keep telling you to spend more money.
Yeah.
It's
The whole
unfortunate.
reason the board's here is to work with people for extenuating circumstances.
We understand that. Thank you.
Are there any other questions, concerns at the moment? All right, from the board? Is there a motion to continue to May 2nd?
Motion to continue the matter for 3 Carter Road to our meeting on May 2nd, 2023, on or after 7:30 PM.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to continue 3 Carter Road to May 2nd at 7:30 PM. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Girls, I will see you on May 2nd. Thank you. Okay, the next thing on our agenda is the minutes, which I think we are still working on, so I'd like to hear a motion to continue the minutes.
Motion to continue the minutes.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to continue the minutes to April 18th at 7:30. All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there any other business?
Nope. Motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Motion has been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.